Now then, Tigers, how are we doing? I hope we're all doing well. I didn't think I was going to make this video simply because I was preparing for a bit of a preview between Hull City and Southampton in the Championship playoff final. But after the hearing about Southampton's Spygate Scandal, it has been confirmed by the EFL that Southampton have been expelled from the Championship playoff final and Middlesbrough have been reinstated, meaning Hull City will be playing Middlesbrough in the Championship playoff final. I honestly don't know what to make of this news, because either way, between Southampton and Middlesbrough, it's just going to be a very controversial win for them if they do get promoted to the Premier League, because as we know, if it were to be Southampton, they would be classed as cheats due to the Spygate Scandal, as I've said before. For Middlesbrough, they lost their Championship playoff semi-final. And yes, I know they were cheated by Southampton, but even still, they lost their second leg, 2-1 after extra time. And here they are, still in the playoff final, which is justice served. And I think if we're looking at it ethically, it is the right call to make. But just it'd be so annoying if a team that has lost the flipping playoff semi-final wins the playoff final and gets promoted to the Premier League. Like, it's going to be a moment of history people will never forget. And I'm such mixed feelings. I just don't know what to think of it. And the thing is, I wouldn't say it's a proper advantage for Middlesbrough heading into Wembley, because if you do not know, the date remains the same. It remains the same for Saturday. The time might change in terms of the kickoff. From what I've heard as well, Southampton are possibly able to appeal the decision and potentially reinstate themselves in the Championship playoff final. Whether that seems likely now, I do not know. Because if also you see on the post that EFL Communications have shared, next season in the Championship table, Southampton will be deducted 4 points, which is the right call. But the issue is with Hull, we have had to kind of train for Southampton this weekend. That's really been the aim. That's what we've kind of prepared for. For Middlesbrough, all they've had to do is focus on Hull City, because they know there's still a chance they could be in the Championship playoff final. They only need to focus on one team. For Hull, technically, they do have to focus on two teams, but we've more been focused on Southampton since they're the team that originally were stated in the playoff final. So it just really feels unfair on the Tigers, the fact how they've got to change all the preparation and try and go along with what they can for the next 3 days. It doesn't seem right, does it? I mean, it's the right decision the EFL have made, but it's just controversial. It's controversial. This whole build-up has been an absolute mess for the richest game in football. Now, there will be a lot of Middlesbrough fans saying, well, the game's back. The game is back. Football has made the right decision. Yep, it has for you. For Hull City, it is a complete nightmare, because all our preparations, all our training has simply got to change, preparing from one team to another in such a short span of time. I'm actually speechless. I'm, as I said before, mixed reactions, mixed feelings. I don't know what to think. Now, if you're someone like me who's kind of been watching closely on the Spygate Scandal, especially today with the hearing from the EFL, you would have seen that there was potentially a chance where we were going to have to wait until tomorrow, on Wednesday. Because, again, it was that thing that Southampton can appeal if the, decision and hearing does not go their way. Again, I still don't know if they're going to appeal. It seems likely that they might, but there's that chance that they're not going to bother because, the EFL would have to take more time to look at the evidence, I think, of Southampton, or their kind of understanding of why they shouldn't be given this point deduction, why they should not be expelled from the playoff final. Because I think everyone thought that it was just going to go as ahead as planned, that it would be Hull versus Southampton, and Southampton would kind of understand what their fate would be maybe after the playoff final, just before, whether they get a fine, a points deduction. But the fact how it's kind of already been said that they have grabbed themselves a point deduction for next season is right. Will they get a fine as well or pay Middlesbrough compensation? Most likely not if they've been kicked out of the playoff final. Seems very clear. It's also annoying for Southampton fans because they've literally paid tickets to go to Wembley to watch the Championship playoff final, to watch their team in the richest game of football. Now, they're going to have to get some refunds. I feel sorry for the Saints fans in some way because this is really not on them. But you can't really blame Southampton. You have to blame the EFL. Actually, to be fair, you can blame Southampton because if this Spygate scandal didn't happen in the first place, then well, we might have actually had a fair playoff semi-final between Boro and Saints. And as for Middlesbrough, they are going to be rushing for tickets to Wembley on Saturday. Unless for whatever reason, when Southampton do possibly appeal, they somehow get reinstated and Middlesbrough have to flip in, refund their tickets, which I don't think is going to happen. But my God, Middlesbrough fans are going to be filled with joy with the chance that they now have to get into the Premier League. They are all going to be rushing, queuing, being as patient as possible to get their tickets for the Championship playoff final to play Hull City in this kind of unexpected moment, because I can't really say a lot of Boro fans would have had a lot of high hopes going into this hearing that things were going to go on their side. I know obviously Middlesbrough made the complaint. They wanted Southampton to get kicked out of the Championship playoff final. Now that I guess their objective has happened and Saints are now out, it's a matter of fact of trying to get as many fans as possible to Wembley before Saturday. And the kick-off time, in my opinion, should stay the same. It shouldn't really affect how many tickets should be left or whatever. It's so confusing what's going on, honestly. I'm literally just speaking my thoughts of what's literally happened in the past few moments. Best believe I am not going to be doing any hard editing through this video. Flipping heck. I'm just still in disbelief from what's happened, to be completely honest. I'll be interested to see the opinions from Hull City players, from Sergej Yakirovic and Hull City's owner, Atron Ilachili, because it's one of them things really where they'll think, well, justice has been served and that's good for Middlesbrough, but it's kind of been put as a bit of a disadvantage on Hull because they've been preparing for Southampton. That's the team they're focused on heading into the playoff final. Now that has changed, they kind of have, well, less time to prepare for Middlesbrough, as Middlesbrough do for Hull, since Middlesbrough did train or start training recently, mainly for Hull City, because they were essentially the only fair team to get into the Championship playoff final. Now, the thing is, for my personal opinion, is that I'm not really too bothered either way if it were to be Southampton or Middlesbrough playing in the final. It's just having the confirmation of when the Championship playoff final is actually going to be played. Is it still going to remain on Saturday? It seems like that at the moment. Is the kickoff time going to stay the same? Apparently it could change, but it's still 4:30 at the moment. I've already got my ticket to Wembley to watch my team play in this Championship playoff final. I have still not got a train ticket though, because there is some just really strange feeling inside of me that thinks there could be a last minute delay of something, whether it be through a day, a week of this final taking place, maybe even just the time changing just slightly. I have absolutely no idea, and it's amazing to me how this is going to be more of a headline, I guess, than the whole last day of the Premier League fixtures, which takes place a day after the Championship playoff final is scheduled. This has just been a complete mess. Really, as much as I can say it's on Southampton for the Spygate scandal, obviously it is kind of more on with the EFL due to the fact that they haven't investigated this sooner, because in some ways it's not really helped Southampton's cause, it's not helped Hull City's cause, it's definitely not helped Middlesbrough's cause, especially for Middlesbrough fans who are going to be rushing, as I said before, for tickets to Wembley. I don't know how many seats are going to be allocated, but hopefully it's going to be at least 35,000 for them. Just, what a mess. It's just, it feels rubbish. This build-up has just been worthless. And here we are. It's still I don't know what to think. Anyway, I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to do a proper flipping video of a preview, hopefully on Hull City versus Middlesbrough, or else I might have to change to Southampton if somehow they get reinstated, which I don't think is going to be the case. But yeah, anyway, Hull City fans, let me know what you think of this news. Also, Boro fans, let me know what you think. Are you excited? That's a stupid question, of course you are. But what do you think of the decision? Were you expecting it? Did you have high hopes before the hearing and the EFL decision was actually made for this? If you haven't yet, please make sure to check out my socials. Also, be sure to like, share, subscribe at Tigers Hub. And finally, oh, the Tigers!